Hi, I'm attachment specialist Adam Lane Smith, and today I want to talk to you about emotional discipline strategies you can use to attract your dream girl. Now, guys, emotional discipline on a man, just to be crude for a moment, emotional discipline on a man is like giant boobs on a woman. It is just about the same level of attractiveness for women. They look at you, and if you are emotionally disciplined and calm, it's like you staring at that. I'm just going to say it that way. Women are attracted to it. It is a turn on for a man to be emotionally disciplined. I don't mean completely dead and just empty and speaks in a monotone. I mean calm, steady under fire, doesn't blow up at everything, doesn't get defensive, is able to handle criticism, is able to manage a crisis without exploding, doesn't need mommy to come rescue him, even if that mommy is a girlfriend or a wife, doesn't need somebody to step in and take control because he's panicking and blowing it. He is steady. He is willing. He is ready to tackle those challenges. And he doesn't turn around and blame his team. He doesn't turn around and make it everybody else's problem. He doesn't run away and abandon the women and children. He stays his hand and stays steady and manages the problems because he is thoroughly in charge of himself. That is incredibly attractive to women. That's like a push-up bra on dudes. Bad mental image, but that is heavily attractive for women because women are designed by nature. We're all designed by nature, but the women who survived through the last humans have been on this planet, Homo sapiens, 200,000 years. The ones who survived did so because they had children with men who were stable, steady, calm, disciplined. Those men were most likely to protect their wife and children, most likely to have those children raised to adulthood, most likely to raise children who had the same discipline and the same steadiness under those things. Women tend to be risk averse. They tend to be risk averse. Men tend to be, risk, it sounds like a great opportunity. Women tend to be, no. Men are resource acquisition. Women are resource maintenance. Put it in the nest, sit on it, hold on to it until me and my children need it. Men go out and say, I'm going to go kill that thing and then skin it and then wear it, and that'll be pretty cool. It's a difference. It is a biological, neurological difference designed by nature, designed by evolution, designed by Darwin, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. Women tend to be risk averse. Men tend to be pretty cool with risk. Emotional instability is a huge predictor for health of a relationship because men who are emotionally stable and disciplined likely also have good attachment so that they aren't running out seeking approval from other people. They aren't completely blown away when something goes wrong and they say, oh no, everyone's going to hate me. I need to blame my wife and kids for this one. They are calm and stable. They're going to be able to have a conversation. They're going to be able to take her feedback and her input so she will have more input, useful input with a man who is calm and stable. Because a man who is not calm and stable, either she will be belittled and shoved aside, or she will have to step in as his mother and become the leader. And that's also not what most women want either. Women don't respect a man. There's this horrible joke, right? Women say, oh, I have 3 kids. I have 4 kids if you count my husband. That tells me a marriage is dead. Dead. Because if she views you as a dependent that she has to take responsibility for, she is not turned on by you. Women are aroused by men, especially long-term, who have good, stable qualities. Healthy women, I should say, long-term relationship, are aroused by that man's positive, stable, steadying qualities. That's how the female sex drive is built. Yes, it amps up at the beginning. It tapers off really fast if you're not emotionally disciplined. If you are emotionally disciplined and emotionally intimate and stable and connected, her sex drive will go up because her sex drive, again, 200,000 years of human history, says, I am really stable, really safe, really secure. It would be okay for me to have 30 kids with this guy. Let's do it. Sex drive amps up. That's how it works. Is the environment safe? Are the people around me safe? Yes. Am I have a good connection? Yes. Okay, let's do this. That's how it works. And when it's absent the emotional discipline, crashes. Nothing's safe, nothing's stable. There's too many risk factors. Let's minimize it. Let's minimize how many kids we're going to have. Maybe one. Maybe we'll survive. So, if you're a guy watching this and your wife has no sex drive, odds are good you're tanking her sex drive. Sorry, but brutal. There we go. So, emotional regulation, emotional discipline, emotional discipline. In the old days, and the Greeks would have called this stoicism. Not death of emotion, acceptance of emotion, moving past it, and finding the logic and reason behind it. Not denying your feelings. Not good. Not the Victorian era kind of principles. Real stoicism of this is how I feel. I'm acknowledging it. It's giving me information. What do I want to do as I act upon this as a reasoning being? Very, very, very sexy from a female perspective. So how do you do that? Well, you've got two different sides of your brain. You've got the illogical left and the emotional right. As you become agitated, it diminishes the logical left and increases the flow on the right and creates the storm. As you're circling. This is why you can't stop thinking about certain things, but you also can't be logical because now you can't get back to the logical side because it's diminished. Now you're just agitated, amped up. And if you have attachment issues, you are like this all the time anyway, so then when a problem hits, you go like this, and you go nuclear. And if you have PTSD, it's like logical is just, it goes like this, instantly, 0 to 60, 0 to 100, 0 to 1,000. The key then for emotional discipline is number one, cutting that problem. You do that with prolonged, intense physical discomfort. 200,000 years of history programmed us to say, wait a minute, something's going on with my body and I'm in discomfort, I'm running, I'm jumping, I'm enduring, I'm surviving, I'm fighting a tiger, I'm hurting, or I'm exhausted, or I'm in endurance mode. Something's happening. I better turn off my feelings so I'm not distracted and focus on this task in front of me. This is why yoga works. This is why lifters hit this point after endurance. Their feelings just don't matter anymore and they're calmed down. This is why progressive muscle relaxation, which I teach, works. This is why martial arts works really well for men. Running, lifting, jumping jacks, taking a stick and beating the crap out of an old tire, boxing, any of that, yoga, tai chi is really good for this. Things where you push and hit the endurance phase, and then once you're in the endurance phase, you can feel your emotional brain draining. Runner's high is endorphins, but it's also part of this. This is why teenagers, angsty, emo teenagers, they're activating part of this. It's not a great version of it, but they're activating part of this because the brain says, whoa, something is cutting me. I better turn off my emotions and focus on whatever this is. And they say, wow, that felt pretty good. I'm going to keep doing this. That's why it happens. So, number one, prolonged intense physical discomfort. Introduce discomfort into your life on purpose. Controlled discomfort. That means probably lifting weights, probably running at the gym, introducing cardio. Cardio is a great way to do this. Lifting, not for max low, going and lifting one time your max, but going and lifting for an hour and hitting endurance and continuing to push through the endurance phase. As you are in the endurance phase, if you know what that's like, you hit a point where your body says, man, this is uncomfortable and I kind of want to stop. And you have to say, no, we're going to keep going. And that's where the gains happen. So where the gains would be happening, that's where you're diminishing the emotional load on the brain. And that, you can bank this in advance. You can do this while you're agitated. Don't wait that long. Bank this in advance. Build your emotional discipline by doing this every day with prolonged, intense physical discomfort. Your emotional brain will drop to 0 and be calm and regular. It doesn't mean it's dead. It just isn't agitated. Your logical brain will be fully activated and you will be calm and steady and ready to go. So when the big things hit, you will go like this, a little bit, and then you can catch it because your logical brain is still there and then come back and fix it. And you'll realize it. Research has shown that realizing those anxious responses like this actually tells you what's happening and helps you calm down faster and helps you overcome the problem. So now you know when you're agitated, oh man, that's my right brain, I'm being an idiot. The right brain is you drunk. The left brain is you cold and sober and really just hard thinking about your future. Future thoughts, Like 20 years in the future on the left, 5 seconds in the future on the right. Maximize pleasure, minimize pain for the next 5 seconds. If you ever do something stupid and then you walk away saying, why did I just do that? Left, emotional right brain. 5 seconds in the future. That's it. Maximize pleasure, minimize pain. Lie, cheat, steal, whatever you got to do to get through. Logical left, not. That's why emotional discipline is so attractive in women, because you are logical left all the time. That means you're long-term thinking. The more you are on your emotional right side, the more unstable you are, the more bad things you're going to do, the more unpredictable you become. Women hate that. They like controlled unpredictability for vasopressin bonding purposes. I've done videos on that before. But they do not like the complete unpredictability where it's unstable and they can't rely on you. So number one, introduce uncomfortable stress in your life on purpose. Introduce purposeful physical discomfort and bank that in advance every day so that you are constantly at that peace. And then, number two, fix your attachment problems if you have some. I feel like I have to throw this on every list, but fix your attachment problems if you have some. If you're insecure and unstable and you're trying to constantly get approval, you will not be acting by an internal honor code that women can understand and learn and predict. You are doing whatever the person around you wants you to do and are living on their code, which probably is going to be you violating it and doing something inappropriate or something that you don't like or something that diminishes your resources, something that will impact her life and her children. No, fix your attachment. Don't be driven by the random strangers who are around you. Fix your attachment so you control who you are and where you are and what you're doing in your honor code. Do that. And number three, learn how to be emotionally intimate. Emotionally intimate with others. I don't even mean for sexual purposes. I mean learn to be emotionally intimate with your friends, with your family. Learn to have a calm discussion about something that's vulnerable, something that's hurtful, something that's risky, something that is deep on the inside about how you really feel. Take a risk in your love relationships and show people that, and they will respond, healthy ones will respond with emotional intimacy. You will come together. That's what emotional intimacy is. You will come together and bond through oxytocin, through dopamine, through vasopressin, through all kinds of good things. You will bond to the other person more tightly. Emotional intimacy is fertilizer for the female sex drive. If it's already amped up because of stability, it goes through the roof when there's emotional intimacy, because now you're not only stable and predictable and safe, you are now the greatest dad who's ever lived and will raise incredibly healthy, loving children, and you are bonded to her so you won't just get up and walk off. So fix your attachment. Introduce prolonged physical discomfort every day and learn to be emotionally intimate. And your emotional intimacy will feed you so that you aren't running at a constant deficit all the time of no serotonin, no oxytocin, no vasopressin, no dopamine, really low, really miserable, responding, snapping at people, being angry, being grumpy, being worn down all the time, being burned out all the time. Doing that emotional intimacy will rekindle your own emotional discipline, because you will be fed and not starving and not snapping at people. A starving dog snaps at people. So, do those three things. You'll become emotionally disciplined, you'll be attractive to women, you'll be fighting your wife off with a stick. It'll be great. Thank you for watching. If this was helpful, please like, comment, subscribe. Women who are watching this, and I know you probably are, leave me a comment. Is this true? Is it true? Is emotional discipline like a push-up bra for women? Is it? Is it attractive? All the three things I described here, are they attractive to women? Leave comments, let the guys see it. Encourage the guys in this who are going to come on and say, man, this is stupid. Women don't, who cares about emotional intimacy? Encourage it and say, no, wait, this is real. This is real. Please do this. Go ahead and leave me comments. I love seeing them. Thank you very much.